coming sharper, ready to take our aim. You're gonna know our name. I wake up showing my teeth, it's just the fire in me. I got a fire in me. We pray for the thrill, so run for your life. We are the storm, it's time to lock up and hide. We're in for the kill, we're here for the high. This is our kingdom and we're ready to fight. We're born animals, we're born animals, we're born animal. You're on the back foot now, and getting out. No one's gonna hear you shout. We ain't backing down, we'll never let you go. You know. We pray for the thrill, so run for your life. We are the storm, it's time to lock up and hide. We're in for the kill, we're here for the high. This is our kingdom and we're ready to fight. We're born animals, we're born animals, we're born animals, we're born animal.
Waking up inside, I hear the wild calling. Born to survive, it's do or die. It's do or die. I'm a survivor. The deadline is stalking, but it won't take me down. I've answered my calling. Now you can't steal my crown, 'cause it's do or die. It's fight or flight. Oh, I'm a survivor. Tearing through the night. Oh, I'm a survivor. Ready for the fight. Oh, I'm a survivor. Tearing
free, venture out, discover all we do. Salt out the earth, taking a path with me. Life's a jungle, follow all the clues, finding the truth. On fire right now, I'm a burning glow, strong like tough guy, unravel grow. I'm losing all control. Survival, fight an animal. We climb so high, intangible, till we build the world anew. 'Cause we're wild, 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 wild. Play me loud, our freedom true. 'Cause we're wild, 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 wild. Courage found, build the world anew. Say we're wild and free, venture out, discover all we do. Salt out the earth, taking a path with me. Life's a jungle, follow all the clues, finding the truth. 'Cause we're wild, 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 wild. Courage found, build the world anew. 'Cause we're wild, 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 wild. Play me loud, our freedom true. 'Cause we're wild, 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 wild. Courage found, build the world anew. 'Cause we're wild, 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 wild. Play me loud, our freedom true. 'Cause we're wild, 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 wild. Courage found, build the world anew.
I'm a survivor.
On a football field, in society. I've just been speaking to the owners, all three owners, and they 100% agree that there's no way in the world that any form of racism should be happening on a football field. And I must commend my players for keeping their calm. I must commend the referee for a really, really, really difficult situation. He followed the protocol set out by the MLS, and I must give massive respect to Wayne Rooney for dealing with it in the way that he did. I think I've always known him as a class act. I think today he went up in my estimations more than he's ever done, more than any goal that he's ever scored. I think the players were hurt, players were disappointed. And I called the players over because I've in my previous job with England we've had lots of experiences in certain countries of racism, so we're quite briefed on how to handle these situations. Learnt a lot from Gareth Southgate, the England manager, and all the FA staff in terms of. So I called the players over. I asked them if it was okay. I told them that we were going to stick together, deal with this. That it was unacceptable, that there's no forms, there's no place for racism for me in society, never mind on a football field. And I think the situation and was handled really well under difficult circumstances. And I've got to say that I don't think I've ever been as proud as my players that I was tonight. To repeatedly keep going right to the 90th minute, to score late goals, to keep going right to the end, to show the quality and commitment is phenomenal. And I said to them before the game that there's probably many people over this weekend with the results that have been going that have probably written us off, but they've been writing us off from day one of this season. And I said, look, let's go for it. We've nothing to lose. And I took a massive risk with a change of system. I take full responsibility probably for the first 20 minutes of the game because I'd got the senior players in and what the senior players, what we discussed, sometimes the manager, you have to involve the players in the process of what you're trying to do. And what I say about the senior players at this football club, they took massive ownership in the way and the direction that we were going to go today. And when you have that kind of ownership and that kind of trust, 9.9 times out of 10 players tend to deliver, and they delivered incredibly. And we're still in the race, we're still in the hunt, we're chasing a pack. Cincinnati looked to me as if they are over the line. Orlando celebrated as if they were over the line. So we're just a chasing pack that's coming up on the rails and we're enjoying it.
First question to Michelle.
Hi, Phil.
Hi, Michelle.
Congratulations. We were not on the field, and they didn't say on TV what happened, what was said, or what was heard. Both players got yellow cards. Can you tell us from the outside, because we really don't know anything about what happened there between Taxi and Damien?
Yeah, I think Amaya was involved as well. There was just a racist comment. There was a racist comment that's unacceptable. A word was used that I think is unacceptable in society. It's a word was used that I think is the worst word in the world. That's it really.
Next question.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry, Michelle. I know it was a pretty short answer, but it's as basic.
No,
as
that's
that.
okay. That's okay. I just want to ask you about Gonzalo coming through again, and the way he played with Leo today. It was the first time that they had played together in a long time. Can you just talk about that pairing on top?
Yeah, I thought in the first 35 minutes, I thought they were our biggest problem. They were both rusty. I thought Gonzalo was a bit fatigued. I thought Leo was a little bit rusty. But I wanted to keep them on the pitch. My physio and sports scientist before the game said, he can only play maximum 45 minutes to 60 minutes, and I ignored that because we needed to win the game. But I wanted to get as many goal scorers on the pitch as possible. And Leo scored 2, Gonzalo scored 1. It's a partnership that we first started to play together in San Jose, and I think if we want to get to where we want to get to, I think we need to score 3-4 goals to win some of these games that we're playing. So I looked at the team and thought, well, where's our goals? And it's Gonzalo and Leo, and you think about at 70 minutes, I should have probably took Gonzalo off, but I had to keep goals on the pitch. And I feel for our wingers at this moment in time because they're having to sacrifice. But I think everyone knows what Leo is about, and I'd say that I don't think there's a better striker in the MLS at this moment in time than Gonzalo Higuain. So, and he's had to take a hell of a lot of criticism, but he's leading this group to where we want to get to.
Next question, Mike DiPasquale.
Thank you. Congratulations, Phil, on the win today, just the way it came. Yeah, I want to follow up on Gonzalo if I can. I know you've always said the boys will lean on each other, but the way Gonzalo has played, 11 of his 13 goals in the past 14 games, do you feel that they're going to lean on him to carry the boys and carry this team into the playoffs?
Well, I think what I've learnt in this league is that I feel as if that's what DPs do. I think DPs take you to the playoffs. DPs take you to success. And I think if you look back at last year, I think one of my consistent messages, language after game is that, you know, we used to have teams score against us, and it was always DP scoring against us. So I feel as if DPs are the biggest difference in this league. So he's the difference for us. You know, we've got somebody now that's consistently scoring goals, that we rely on to score goals, that's enjoying his football more than he's probably done for the last 3, 4, 5 years. And if you think about the offside decision for Leo's goal, that should have been his hat-trick. It wasn't offside, he was level. And we're going to have to score goals. We're going to have to score goals. You saw Orlando score goals. You saw Cincinnati score goals. We're going to have to score goals. And, you know, my only... When I go to church with my wife in the morning, I'm just going to pray that one game we can be 2-0 up with 10 minutes to go, and we can just literally maybe enjoy a little bit of the last 10 minutes. Because every game our players are playing to the 98th minute, 99th minute. I think it was, there was 8 minutes plus the ref added 2 more on top of that. So players are giving everything, and Gonzalo is leading the way. He's leading the way more than anyone.
Next question, Jose.
Thank you, Molly. Phil, whenever racism is involved in a game, you know, that's an opportunity as well to make a statement. I just want to get your thought process. Why did you guys continue to play? Was that a conversation between the players of maybe stopping? And how important it is to have this conversation with players now that this happened on the field again, it's fresh again. We know that it happened this afternoon. Yeah. How important it is for the players to come out and talk about this thing?
Well, I go back 3 or 4 years, and I was working with England, and I always wanted to be that manager that had the courage to take his team off and make a real stand, because I think this is bigger than football. You know, I would give up the result to make a stand, and when it happened, it was a big moment, and that's why I called the players over, because my first thought was to bring the players off the field, and to really make a big stand. And then I spoke to the referee. The referee was in a really difficult situation, but handled it incredibly well. And then I thought Wayne was incredible in the way that we spoke with both. Probably our relationship helped. He asked me, I spoke to him, we spoke to the referee. Obviously there was players in our team that were very emotional, which you would be. And I never wanted to be one of those coaches that just ignored a real serious issue, and I'm probably proud of the players in the way that they grouped together. I'm proud of the way that we grouped together and made a stand, and I'm proud of the way that DC handled the situation as well. So it was, I think it was dealt with in the best possible manner.
Next question, Franco.
Thank you. Phil, probably a bit difficult to try to focus on the soccer here, but obviously Gonzalo, you touched on it, maybe not his best game from the run of play today, but you kept him in, and he comes up with the game winner, continues his fine run of form. You know, what went into the decision to leave him on? Is it just the belief that he can come up with that special moment that can continue to give you guys the advantage? What went into just keeping him on there, even though he wasn't playing his best for him?
Yeah, well, I thought... I've been thinking it for a while about something that I always used to pick up from Sir Alex Ferguson. In the last 10 minutes of games, you think about how many times the great Manchester United team came back from behind, and I remember there was always a common theme: is get as many goal scorers on the pitch as possible, and that, you think back to the '99 Champions League final. I think we had 4 centre forwards on the pitch. We had a centre forward playing at centre midfield. It was get as many goals on the pitch as you possibly could. So yes, we could have took Gonzalo and Leo off, but if you take them off, you're probably taking 20 goals out of the team. So I had to keep our main striker on. I had to keep one of them on at least, and he was running on empty. It was his 3rd game in the week, and it wasn't his 3rd 90 minutes, it was his 3rd 96, 98 and 100 minutes. And if you'd have said to me probably 12 months ago that Gonzalo would score the winning goal in the 100th minute of a 3rd game in the week, I'd have said no way. But the guy is world class. The guy is world class, and he's, throughout the time that I've managed him, the one thing I would say more than anything is that he's a really good person. He's a really good person who shows a lot of respect and who cares a lot about this football club and cares a lot about his teammates. And what he's found is a set of boys around him that worship him, that love him, that respect him, and that need him. And I'm drifting on there, but I think that's it.
Last two questions, Javier and then Ian.
Coach, how are you?
Good.
What is it about this team that they start out slow, but somehow they never flinch? They stay in the game, they find a way to do it. It's been done over and over throughout the season, and that's not normal. What is it? What's so special about this?
It's the spirit, the culture the values and the culture that we've built. I think if you get out of bed in the morning and love going to work, and it's something Chris Henderson said to me on the plane yesterday. I asked him, "Oh, how are you doing?" He said, "Every time I wake up in the morning, I love going to work." And we've got a whole facility that love coming to work with these players, and the players. Honestly, I'm in meetings at 2:30 and I hear them shouting and screaming in the cafeteria, playing table tennis, doing crosswords, having laughs and jokes. They're on the basketball court. We cannot get them out the building, and that is an incredible sign. And I trust them more. I trust them more than anything because you can say quality gets you so far. But that spirit and togetherness gets you even further, and we have a special group who've got a special feeling, who know where they want to go, who enjoy being written off, who enjoy being told that they're not good enough, who enjoy being told that they're only first round draft picks and that their other team's better, and that we've got no DPs, and there's all the I think they enjoy being that siege mentality, and they've built a brotherhood within the team, and. It makes managing them, coaching them, so good. And when you leave players out of the team, I left 3 brilliant players out of the team today: Lassiter, Taylor, and Saylor. And they're you almost don't have to speak to them. They say, "No worries, we'll support the team," and that's a great sign. So I'm proud.
Last one, Ian.
Thank you, Molly. Hey, Phil. Kind of building off of that, this is another one of those games. You had it with the run maybe like a month ago, where if you just look at the box score by sheer numbers, total shots, possession, you'd say, oh, you were on the back foot, but the quality of the chances were so much higher. Those advanced analytics look a little better. So from that standpoint, how, from a philosophy idea, do you deal with that bend, don't break mentality, and how would that make you a really tough out come the playoffs?
Well, I think what you've seen probably over the last 3 months, particularly since Pozuelo has come, is that the quality of the chances that we're creating are clear cut. You think about the Lassiter chance in the last 5-7 minutes, that we're getting 1v1s. It's not just shots from outside the box. We scored from a set play today, Franco, which was that's been coming. But since Pozuelo's come, we're just creating better chances. We're getting into areas to give us 1v1s. Keeper's made a few good saves today. So it's just getting more quality on the pitch. And the more quality that you get on the pitch, the better players improve, the quality of chances improve, the possession improves. And that's what you're seeing. We look a goal threat. We've gone from being a transition team to now creating a few chances. And that's how the team's evolved throughout the season. If you look at the first 10 to 15 games, we were very much counter-attack, 4-5-1, hard to beat, low block, sometimes playing 5-4-1 at times, and we were just attacking through our wide players. Now I think we're evolving more, and it's part of the evolution of the team. Guys, I've spoke too much. Thank you.
big win for you guys today, but an ugly incident there in the first half or second half. As one of the leaders on this team, one of the veterans, just your thoughts on what happened, what you can share with us that we aren't privy to. Obviously, we could deduce things from the broadcast and could pick up a little bit of what the referee said, but obviously we're largely in the dark here. So, anything you can share with us with regards to what happened and your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it makes a really nice moment for us kind of dark, and it's something that I've been pretty outspoken about throughout my whole career. So it's really unfortunate, to see it live. Basically, Damien and their player got into a little bit of a scuffle as Damien was walking away. The guy called him the N-word. M.A. reacted. And M.A.'s one of the nicest guys, so when you see him react in the way that he did, it's probably something pretty serious and something that hit him pretty hard. And as soon as I heard what he said, I got pretty emotional as well. Went to the sideline, spoke with Phil a little bit, and we made the decision that, we're not going to continue until something was done with that player. And if nothing was done, then we weren't going to continue. I think Phil spoke with the opposing coach, Wayne. They decided to take the player off. So that's what happened. We continued the game. And came out with a win, but at the end of the day, it's like I said, it doesn't even feel like a win just because of that incredibly dark moment. So now we'll see what the MLS does about it. My eyes will be on that a lot, to see what kind of action they take, because it's now up to them to take action and make a stand and show that this not only has no place in the game, but no place in society.
Next question, Michelle.
Kendra, what do you think the league should do? What would be, if you were in charge, what would you do?
I don't know. It's hard because I've never been in that kind of, decision-making process. I obviously would like to see a lot of game suspension, or if that's how you say it, multiple game suspension. It'll be interesting to see what DC United does as a club. Again, there's just no place for it in society. It's one of those things that it's kind of hard to wrap your head around it. That sort of stuff is still said here in 2022. So yeah, it's just really disappointing.
Can I ask one quick follow-up? Do you know if did he apologize? Was there any apology on the field or anything like that?
Not that I know of, but after speaking with M.A., and M.A. kind of went to him and said, "What did you just say?" M.A. said you could tell that there was shame in his kind of demeanor, head down, sort of backing up a bit. He tried to stick his hand out, but M.A. said, I'm not shaking your hand after that. So again, being part of this team, and not only being part of this team, but being an African American, again, it's very, very disappointing that that this incident has happened.
Andre, I know that you can speak in Spanish, please. We are from TYC Sports, Spanish channel commerce, instead of following the team in the country. Viste el centro para el triunfo, el gol de Pipa, y se quedan ahí un pasito de los playoffs, ¿no? Falta poco. ¿Cómo se hace en esta recta final para meterse por primera vez en la historia del equipo, ojalá, en esa instancia definitoria?
Is it?
Oh, sorry. I think that you...
No. No.
Okay. That you were very important in the last attack with the Pipa winning goal, and what do you think the next games, the final games to get the playoff? What do you mean that the team needs to win this place in the playoff?
Yeah, we just need to keep continue what we're doing. Keep believing. It's not perfect. Especially the first half definitely wasn't pretty. But at the end of the day, it's a team. We've created a culture that we really believe in ourselves, and that's the most important thing. There's been quite a lot of games that we've scored late, and I think that just shows, belief and, the willingness to never let our heads drop, never back down. And that's for me the main ingredient of this team is just that fight. And I think we've done a great job with that this year, and hopefully we can continue to do that. Thanks.
Last 3 questions. Jose, then Ian, then Javier. Go, Jose.
Thank you. DeAndre, how big of an opportunity is this, when we have sensitive topics and yes, we have campaigns all over the league and all over the country in many other leagues, but when this happens on the field and it becomes real, how big of an opportunity is this to actually talk about it by experience now and put the voice out there of what's going on and what things need to change from now on?
Well, the problem with it is it shouldn't be an opportunity. The problem, it shouldn't take something like that happening to have these conversations, and unfortunately it comes to that point over and over and over again. So we're kind of just beating a dead horse here, and that's why I said it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of stance the league takes against this, because I believe that they can make a very powerful statement, and we'll see how serious they are about this topic. We have a lot of campaigns. We can wear T-shirts. We can have signs and say no to racism and all this. But at the end of the day, it keeps happening. So at what point is there going to be a real stand made that really kind of says, excuse my language, but no bullshit. You know what I mean? Like this stuff isn't happening anymore.
Go ahead, Ian.
Thanks, Molly. DeAndre, you've been such a leader on this team, especially when it comes to mental adversity and things that you've covered. I imagine you never expected adversity like this, but how have you, as a leader, learned, and what can you sort of take in solace in this to be able to transport that knowledge or that understanding to both personally for yourself and for your teammates?
Well, I think first I just have to be there for my guys. MA was pretty emotional after the game. Indy was pretty emotional after the game. Damian was emotional. A lot of us were very emotional after the game. And again, it's unfortunate because we did win the game, but it's so dwarfed. The win is so dwarfed compared to this situation. So at the end of the day, just be there for the guys. If anybody needs to talk about something, then talk. I've already had a conversation with Indy, because like I said, he was very worked up about it, as we all have a right to be, I think. So again, just conversation, and again, like I keep saying, we'll see what action the league takes.
Last question, Javier.
DeAndre, very dark moment, like you said, in today's game. What can something like this do for a team, for unity? You guys are already a strong team, and it looks like in this game, you guys, the bond might be even stronger, because you guys look like you were, all agreed. You were all together in this emotional moment. How can that be turned around, this dark moment? How can this help you guys get an even stronger bond than you have now for the rest of the season and moving forward, and with dealing with a topic like this?
Well, again, I think it gives you perspective on life, and just that there are things more important than what we're doing. And at the end of the day, all the guys that I'm playing with are not just my teammates, but they're humans. And as a human, they're not just humans; they're my brothers. And as brothers and as family, sometimes you have to go through adversity to realize how much you truly love each other. So, with these guys and the way kind of everybody banded together, you could really tell that we generally are a family. We generally do care about each other. And at the end of the day, I think we'll be stronger from this. Unfortunately, things like this have to happen to sometimes get to that point. But I think we'll come back stronger from this. And it's again, really dark time, but you know, we have to try to do our best to get past it and you know, move forward.
Thank you, DeAndre. That
Appreciate
concludes
it.
tonight's press conference.